Business Growth Talks podcast is created and hosted by Mark Hayward. In this show, we talk about how to grow a business in the growth stage. The growth stage is often marked by rapid developments, increased revenue, and an escalating customer base. In each episode, we talk to entrepreneurs and business owners who have grown businesses, and we cover topics like scaling processes, market expansion, financial management, human resource and talent development, and customer retention. If you are looking for actionable advice, tips, and techniques on how to grow, run and build your business, this is the podcast for you.
This is a quick episode of Business Growth Talks, and I wanted to have this conversation about work-life balance, or some other people have called it work-life flow. And the reason why I want to do that is I'm creating, going to be hosting a live podcast event in London, in Hammersmith, London, 17th of May in the evening. I'll leave the ticket link in the messages below if you're interested. And I've been doing a lot of work. It's totally consuming my life, totally consuming the time that I have off, because I'm thinking about all the different aspects, the logistics, the setup, the content that I'm producing for social media, reaching out to people, and it's one of those things that it's become overwhelming and all consuming. So it started making me think about work-life balance. And someone wise said to me when I was in a corporate career that you never have work-life balance. You always have periods, he was saying, in a corporate experience where you prioritize your work, you're going for a promotion, you're going for you're tendering a job. And so you're obsessed, you're all consumed by your work, and your family life suffers. But on the flip side, if you are prioritizing your family because you've got young kids or something like that, your work will suffer. You might not get that promotion. You might not be able to win that tender. You might not be able to win that client. And therefore, he said, you are constantly going towards one or the other. So the situation I'm in with work and doing this event is that it's taking up a lot of my mental capacity and thinking about what I need to be doing things, whether it's organizing things with the event, I'm organizing the logistics, getting the people that I need in place to be able to make this a success. So at the moment, my work-life balance, if you want to call it that, is skewed towards work. Now, equally, someone else said this to me a little while ago on a podcast, that actually you can think of it as a work-life flow. So at periods in your life, you have a flow state, and we all try and get ourselves into that flow state, that uninterrupted time where you have got that deep work, like Cal Newport sort of talked about in Deep Thinking. And so what you're looking for are those periods of your life where you have that flow state. You're not interrupted, and that might mean turning off social media. It might mean putting your phone on silent, whatever it is. But you get into that flow state, which is where you can do your best work. Now, my type of business, the way the businesses that I run, I'm constantly interrupted by social media, by messages, by calls, by Zoom calls. And so sometimes it can be difficult to be able to get into that flow state. But there has to be periods where you're working, where you're immersed in what you're doing. So it starts me thinking about work-life balance. What's your thoughts? Put in the comments below what your thoughts are of work-life balance. Is it ever achievable? You hear people that talk about having this great work-life balance, and I worked with people who had a better work-life balance in that they weren't going for promotion, they weren't going to push themselves to that next level, and they could leave at 5 o'clock, 5:30 to be able to go home and maybe spend time with their family. And therefore, that was their ideal work-life balance. And for people that have reached the level that they're happy with, I've got no problem with that. Your life is how you design it. You don't have to be an empire builder to be successful. Success comes in so many different ways and so many different formats. So just think about that when you're thinking about what the best thing is for you when you want to be able to get your life arranged for the best purposes for you. So there's always going to be periods where you're going to be focusing on something to do with work or something to do with your career or your business, and that's fine. I think one of the best ways that I've been able to successfully navigate this throughout the years is communicating with my loved ones. So if I've got a period where I'm going to be head down, focusing in, I tell my wife and we talk about it, we communicate about it, and we understand that that period of my life, I might take my eye off being an excellent husband, being a great father, and that's understandable. So communication is super important when you're looking at that, and being able to understand how to communicate that with your loved ones. So it really is just a short episode. I just wanted to sort of put that into the space because that's something personal that I'm going through at the moment. And I know that I'm not necessarily being the greatest husband or greatest father at the moment because I've got 2 weeks till the live show, and I want to be able to make that as good as possible. So what's your thoughts on this? Hit me down in the comments below what you think about work-life balance. Is it ever achievable? Is this ever something that, or is it at a certain stage of your career or business that you're not necessarily focused so much so you can spend more time and quality time with your family? And that's the last thing I want to say. Quality time with family is more important sometimes than just hanging out all the time. Like being focused on what you want to do and how you want to achieve that is super important. So as I say, leave the comments below. What's your thoughts on work-life balance? Have you mastered it? Have you managed to be able to grow your business or have a great career and equally be able to be a great husband, a great wife, a great father or mother? So thank you so much for your time. Hopefully you enjoyed this little snippet of my thoughts on work-life balance. If you are enjoying this content, please do give it a like. Please do subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And on to the next one.
Thank you for listening to Business Growth Talks. This podcast is released every Monday, so don't miss an episode by subscribing to all podcast platforms, including Apple and Spotify. Have a great day.